Hey guys, welcome back, and we have a little update on the Warhammer show on Amazon that is featuring Henry Cavill both as a producer as well as starring in the show. He did an interview recently, called it the greatest privilege of his entire career to be associated with the show, which is saying a lot. The dude got to play Superman, he got to play Geralt in the Witcher TV series, and again, the show wasn't great. They kind of ruined the story, ruined the character, and ultimately chased him off from the show. But definitely, you have to imagine that was a pretty big privilege for him because he was a huge fan of the books, loved the games. So this is saying a lot. If he's calling this the greatest privilege of his career, that's pretty amazing. He went on to say, "I can't say too much again. It's early days still, but to have this opportunity to bring it to the screen and be at the tiller so it can be faithful is key to me," said Cavill. "This is the stuff I've been dealing with since I was a kid. This is the sort of stuff I spend my free time daydreaming about as an adult as well. And I get to bring it into life, and there's no greater reason that I joined the industry than doing something like this." So, speaking very highly of it, you know that he's pumped for this. You know that he is gonna, try his hardest to make sure that it is source material accurate, that people are gonna enjoy it, the fans are gonna love it, and that new people like me who've never played Warhammer, can kind of get into it. There will be pieces of it for everybody. I hope. I mean, it is still Amazon, so don't get me wrong. Amazon did Rings of Power, and Rings of Power was a god-awful train wreck. But this seems promising. So what's really funny is to contrast his statement that this is all going to go amazing and that he's the greatest privilege of his career, with a movie like Madam Web, which hilariously is being compared to Mobius as far as Morbius, as far as the actual meme worthiness of the trailer and the posters and how cringe it is and how terrible it looks, and the parts of the trailer they pulled out, like her talking about her mother disappearing in the Amazon or some crazy stuff like that, right? It's just cringe. The movie looks terrible. Everyone's saying it's going to be a dud, it's going to be a flop. It comes out in a week, and there's absolutely no hype for this movie at all. But what's really funny is the lead actress, Dakota Johnson, who I only knew from the 50 Shades of Grey movies, and no, I did not watch them because I'm not into that. Not to mention, I thought she was a weird casting for the character, to be honest. Not what I would have had in mind if I was making that movie, just saying. But the funny thing is, you got Henry Cavill over here praising Amazon and praising the fact that he gets to do this thing that he loves, and he gets to bring it to life, and it's going to be great. And you got Dakota Johnson over here saying how Hollywood is effing bleak, and streaming execs don't trust creative people. Literally, I mean, this is somebody, she apparently gets called a Nepo babe because she's Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith's kid, which I guess, yeah, she's got a leg up on people entering the industry because, she has a pedigree of sorts, but it's Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith. Who even cares about them these days? So I find that kind of weird. But anyways, this article here from Variety says, Dakota Johnson sounded off on the industry in a new interview with Lay Official ahead of the release of her superhero tentpole, Madam Web. Again, I don't know, tentpole, that might not be the right word for it. The actor reflected on bringing her indie drama Dadio to a film festival last year, where she says it took a whole lot of effort to get it sold, despite it starring her and Oscar winner Sean Penn in the lead roles. "We made a movie called Dadio that was sold at Telluride to Sony Classics, which was amazing, but it took a lot of fighting to get that made," she said. "People are just so afraid, and I'm like, why? What's going to happen if you do something brave? It just feels like nobody knows what to do and everyone's afraid. That's what it feels like. Everyone who makes decisions is afraid. They want to do the safe thing, and the safe thing is really boring." Now, to be honest, she might have a little bit of a point here, because the reason that you're seeing so many regurgitated films that are recast and remade and race-swapped, like Doctor Who, where literally they did the most stereotypical thing they possibly could, where they're like, okay, we've done a white doctor for 80 years. Now let's not just do a black doctor. Let's do a black gay doctor, but not just a gay black doctor, a gay black cross-dressing doctor. If you don't believe me, look up the pictures of the actor in Nakutigawa. He literally cross-dresses. So that's the stereotypical safe thing. So she says that she's discovering that it's really effing bleak in this industry. It's majorly disheartening. The people who run streaming platforms don't trust creative people or artists to know it's going to work, and that's just going to make us implode. It's really heartbreaking. It's just effing so hard. It's so hard to get anything made. All the stuff I'm interested in making is really different, and it's unique, and it's very forward in whatever it is. So I can sympathize. This might be the first thing she said that I actually agree with, because she was also saying about how she wasn't even sure if the show or the movie Madam Web was going to be good because she has no experience with blue screen or green screen work, and how, you know, she wasn't really sure she wanted to be in a superhero film. So all these signs point to the movie itself sucking. But what it seems to me is that she is doing a lot of damage control for her own career. Basically, in anticipation of this movie bombing, she's over here promoting her indie stuff and the stuff that people wouldn't take a chance on, because she's like, nobody's brave enough and I want to do something different and push the boundaries and push the envelope. But all you guys want is, you know, superhero films, and it's annoying and it's whatever. It's like, I feel she is entirely setting herself up to try to, like, shirk off as much negative press as possible when people see her acting in that horrible film in a week that nobody's gonna go see. Because look, she seems like kind of an emotionless person. She seems like a product, like, again, Nepo Baby, a product of two Hollywood stars that weren't really stars, that now she has no... She has no fan base. Who is a Dakota Johnson fan? Find me one. You know, honestly. But I think this is interesting. I think it's funny. I can sympathize and understand what she's saying, but I think she is just saying it to try to avoid disaster in a week. Because she knows that this movie was a mistake. She has to know it was going to be a flop. But let me know what you guys think down below. I think this is kind of funny. And I'll see you on the next one. And if you made it this far, thank you for watching the video. We do have two channels, one for daily uploads, the other one for more of my live streams and hot takes. Links to both are down below, as well as the ability to join as a channel member for as little as $3 a month, and that'll greatly help us out. Much appreciated. We also have links to our Etsy accounts down below, as well as our website. We also have Locals and Subscribestar. If you didn't want to support us on YouTube, you can support us through those. Thanks again for being here, and we will see you on the next one.